On Monday, October 14th, the Pullman community celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day instead of Columbus Day. Students and faculty, collaborating with Native American programs, scheduled a day full of festivities, including teepee setup, round dancing, tabling, and tasting traditional Indigenous food at Hillside Cafe. Native student Fabian Modejar explains more about the celebrations.
Today has just been so amazing. Like, they've been serving food at Hillside, and it was really good. We set up the teepee, which was amazing, and we've been having round dancing, and it's really great because round dancing is a social dance for everyone to join, and so some people have been joining in and who are like non-native, so that's been really cool.
Shana Lombard is a Native student and the Public Relations Chair for ASWSU Ka'ama. She performed at Hillside Cafe and also created flyers to educate non-Native people on how they can help recognize and celebrate Indigenous culture.
Non-Indigenous people, Indigenous people really need allyship and their support, and so ways to do that is to uphold treaty rights and obligations when voting this coming November. A lot of times people think that Indigenous issues aren't relevant to them because they aren't Indigenous, but in reality, Indigenous issues are everybody's issues. They are human rights issues because we're not asking for much. We're just asking to live in the ways that we want to live, and they're threatened by people who don't respect that.
WSU President Dr. Kirk Schulz signed the proclamation recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day on all university branches last year. This change was largely due to student support and petitions. Native American retention specialist Joelle Berg explains why this holiday is important to her.
I think it's really great personally. It's just nice to be recognized as a people and be supportive, and I think at least from like a department standpoint, I think a lot of more people have acknowledged like, oh, there is a Native American programs, there are people here on campus, and so we oftentimes get more collaboration with other departments or pointed like, hey, we're doing this event, or we want to bring in this speaker, talk about this, like, can anyone help us do this? And so really giving us a voice and wanting us to be more involved, so that way they're getting the right information out, which I think is important. It's kind of like a cool, I don't want to say advertising thing, but sort of in a sense too, like recruiting students to come to WSU, and that the university has recently acknowledged Indigenous Peoples Day. It just says like if you're a minority student, that's something cool to look at as well. And it's just kind of becoming the trend across the country, and I'm glad we could be like one of the, I don't want to say the first because we weren't the first, but at the forefront of it versus like one of the last schools to be like, oh yeah, like we're gonna change the date. And so that's cool too, to see that we're being progressive here and making things happen.
Still, only a handful of cities and states around the U.S. currently observe Indigenous Peoples Day. Pullman, one of the cities at the forefront of this movement, will continue the tradition of recognizing Indigenous people in the years to come. Thanks for listening, and I'm Ashley Beard.